Y'all ready? Are y'all ready? You ready? What's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy, The Biz, Fishy Biz Aquatics. Hey, listen, thank you for coming through, man. I appreciate everything. I already know what you came to see. So we're going to do it without any further ado in a minute. I just want to get into it, make sure that everybody's good. I see everybody jumped in here. We got Funk RB. We've got Mystery Snail Guardian. We have Danny Weshy. I got my mods in the place. Monica Lynn, Coventry. Salute. How you doing? Larry D in the place. Listen, appreciate you guys for coming through. For those of you guys already know, I already went to Aquashella and had a great time. You guys have seen the pictures already. And met an interesting guy that I always kind of like. I was digging. I didn't fanboy. I came to him smooth. You already know. St. Louis dude. I just was like, yo, Brett. And definitely welcome me with open arms. Easy dude to talk to. I got him backstage. And he's ready to rock, man. So we just gonna jump it in right now. All right. Without further ado, you already know the man that needs no introduction. Brett Raymer, welcome.
Hey, what's going on?
Man, what's cracking? How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, my friend. Thank you for having me on the show.
For sure. Glad you got out of Dallas and made it on back to the crib.
Yeah, we're heading back to Dallas this weekend. We're actually going to go check the Cowboys out on Sunday.
Okay, all right, sounds good, man. Sounds good. So we met at Aquashella. You were down there shaking hands and taking pictures, and I had to step up to you and I said, "Hey, I know you. What's cracking? I do this. I got a live stream. We talked and chopped it up for a little minute, and bam, here you go, man of your word, man, and just you're right here, man."
Hey, that's what I try to be. You know, my dad always said you got to be a man of your word, right? So, and plus, you know what? Look, I've been in the fish community for all my life. I've had fish growing up as a kid. And I'd like to see how far it's progressed. It's pretty amazing. And anytime that I could do anything to help out the hobby, help out a fellow hobbyist, a teacher, you know, somebody that's doing the right thing by kids, I'm always there to help out for sure.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for blessing Fishy Biz Aquatics channel right now, man. I guess everybody kind of wants to know what have you been up to since the show?
So I took a hiatus. I basically left ATM. I worked the deal out with my family, you know, that I needed to leave the business. I started in 1994 and we opened the company in 2019 when pretty much the show ended in 2018. I just had enough. You know, most people after 20 years of doing something, they usually retire. Yeah. So I needed a little bit of a break. So I left the aquarium world for the last few years. I took about a year off. I retired. I was throwing some events here in Las Vegas. We were doing a variety of different events, everything from painting parties all the way through to weddings. And I was doing that for a minute. And then I'm getting ready to open up a pizza spot here in Las Vegas. We're opening up a pizza restaurant, me and a couple of my buddies. But I'm also starting to get back to the fish world. So that's kind of really what I've been up to. Just kind of took a hiatus and now I'm starting to get my groove back on.
Oh, man, that's dope, man. So authentic New York. Is it Brooklyn?
Yeah, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn style pizza in Vegas?
Yeah, New York, Brooklyn style pizza and made by people that are from the city. So from New York. So it's going to be pretty good stuff. It's all fresh, all original. We're putting a nice little aquarium in there. But it's going to be a fun place. We're 5 minutes. It's actually 5 minutes from the Strip. So if anybody comes to Vegas, we'll be open in about 6 weeks. They can come check us out. Come say hello.
Oh, man, that's off the chain. Me and the fellas take a guys trip to Vegas, man, every year. So I'm coming down. I got to check you out.
You're always welcome.
Man, that's going to be awesome, man. So what was like your favorite tank to create on the show?
So, you know, we created so many aquariums. We dealt with so many celebrities, and a lot of them were pretty amazing. But one of my favorite tanks was one of the first original tanks we did for a heart transplant kid. His name was Chili. and it was a really heartwarming, aquarium. We had to go through a bunch of heart surgeries. But a lot of people don't know this about Wade and I, but we did about 15 Make-A-Wish aquariums. Not all of them could be on camera, obviously, but the ones that were pretty amazing.
Man, that's unbelievable. Every time I saw you on the show, man, you were either cracking a joke, but when you explain, where it came from or where the idea came from, you would have a backstory, and it would just be just good to hear you kind of talk and banter with the celebs. What was like the most difficult celeb you had to work with?
Let's see, who was the most difficult? Well, probably Chris Angel. He didn't even make it to the show. We shot a pilot with Chris before the show was ever tanked, and we had problems with him during the pilot, and we wound up having to reshoot the pilot without him. So it wound up. He was. I wanted to make him disappear. He was one of those kind of guys.
What about the most pleasant?
Shaq's my guy. Tracy Morgan's my guy. Marshawn Lynch, my guy. Adrian Peterson, my guys. Let's see who else. Johnny Damon, my really good guy. He's a good friend of mine. I mean, I had to do a tank for him. But my favorite, I think, has got to be Shaq. Shaq's my guy. He's always been good to me. He's really genuine. He's just a genuinely good person. I see the stuff that he does for the public, and I'm really proud to say that, he's my friend because he's a really good dude.
Man, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I've seen the pictures that you guys have taken, just like him, like his hand is huge. Like when I came up to you, I was like, man, this dude is used to tall guys. Like Shaq, I met him one time when I was actually shorter. I gave him 5, and my hand fit like this into his hand. I was like,
oh yeah, he's a big guy. He could palm my head, with no problem. But he's a big dude, and he's a nice guy. Just in general, just a really nice, genuine person.
That's dope. What about any tank disasters that you guys had to go through? And
so I could tell a story. It's not necessarily an on-tank show disaster, but I could tell you a story that'll make you laugh. That was a pretty big disaster in our tank. So we're building an aquarium. This is like in our first few years of business, way before the TV show. It was one of our biggest jobs. It was an attorney that was an attorney for President Bill Clinton at the time. Okay. And we had this 3,000-gallon aquarium in our shop, and we had to have the fire hose fill it up because it was so big. And the bottom wasn't shimmed correctly. And all of a sudden, we're filling it up. And we're in the front of the shop, and we hear like a gunshot. Pop! And then all of a sudden, you hear like an explosion. It wasn't like an explosion. It was like a gun pop. We run outside to see what it was. And the bottom of the tank exploded. Oh my God. And literally, when it exploded, it released like 3,000 gallons of water all at once. And the cat was right there. And the cat got hit with the wave of water and went right out the door. And you know how much cats hate water?
Yeah.
So the cat was like, meow, and like he got whooshed away by the wave. And oh man, what a disaster that was. We learned the lesson from that one, boy.
Man, I can't imagine.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
And you guys have done some of the biggest tanks I've ever seen. Like, what's been the biggest?
We've done a lot of public aquariums. One of the things that most people don't realize is that we didn't do a lot of public aquariums on the TV show, but we did a lot of public aquariums that you guys go to. In Dallas, we did the Dallas Fort Worth Aquarium, the zoo and aquarium. We've done, endless aquariums where we put in windows, and some of those tanks are 1 million gallons. So as far as the freestanding aquarium, I would probably say, maybe a few 100,000 gallons we've done.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah, we did the one on the show in Marathon Key that you can actually swim in.
Oh my God. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, so it was building those big tanks a pretty cool experience for sure.
Man, when you look at the show and you just see where you guys started off at to what it becomes, it's like night and day. And
Oh yeah, it changed a lot. I mean, the dynamic, figuring it out. No one had ever done that before. So getting from point A to point B took several years to us to get adjusted to what we needed to do.
the show. Now, when you guys go in and you actually like when you're doing the show, you guys kind of show. You tell them, look, you can imagine it, we can get it. So the celeb comes in, they tell you exactly what you want. You guys head back, fix just everything that we saw on the show. Do you actually is that their first time seeing the tank when we see it?
So how it works is we do a lot of pre-planning so let's just say you were my client right now and you were the celebrity, right? We would pre-plan with you over the phone as much as we could, or I would send out a scout to your house to meet with you and go over the area and go over everything that you wanted. And then what we would do is we would design an aquarium on paper.
Okay.
Sometimes the celebrity would see it and sometimes they wouldn't. Then what we would do is we would shoot all of the scenes. We would build the aquarium, build all the shooting scenes, shoot it all, do everything that we can. And then what we would do is we would go to the client's house with the aquarium on the truck, or it would be down the block or in storage, waiting for us to get there. Then we would get there and we would shoot the scene with the client, like, hey, what's going on? But all of it is pre-planned, right? It's not the words, there's nothing scripted, but we already know where the aquarium's going. We already know where it's going to be. We already know pretty much how it's going to get in, whether it's going to fit or not. We don't really take any measurements or anything. We kind of just roll with it just because all that drama, is just good television. But at the end of the day, we would go out, do the, meet the celebrity, find out what they wanted, and then go outside, and then we would come back in, hey, what's going on? Like we would come back weeks later, but the tank would already be done.
Okay.
So it was done that way because of time, right? In between that, we're filming different scenes over at different places. We're running around the country. You know how long it took 4 to 6 weeks to build an aquarium. Television, we had 1 hour,
Right. And when it comes to doing the tanks for the celebs, do they hire maintenance, or are you guys maintenance crew, or like if anything?
Yeah, so we always, that's the one thing that people always ask. A great question, right? People want to know how we did this and got it all set up. So we had like a questionnaire that we would set up and work with a bunch of maintenance companies. Like if I was coming to your town, I would find out what maintenance companies were in your area. We would call them. Most of them, you got to remember, I was in business 30 years, so I had relationships with a lot of these maintenance companies. So when we were doing a show, I would call up my buddy Jim and or Brian and wherever, and be like, hey Brian, what's going on with are you working maintenance, et cetera, et cetera. We have this job going on. He'd be like, yeah, and I would know Brian would be qualified, and then Brian would get the maintenance after we left, and whatever deal he worked out.
Okay. Got it. All right. Now, what about the celebs? Which ones were really into fish, and which ones were like, yo, Shaq got a tank, I got to get a tank. Dwayne Wade got a tank, I got to have a tank.
Yeah. So
how many were really into it?
Tracy Morgan was really into his fish. Shaq was really into his fish. Those two guys were pretty much, were the main two that were really into their fish a lot. A lot of them did it for their kids, or they did it because they liked the show, or they wanted a pretty aquarium. But, those guys really, really love fish.
No. Now, I see you guys do a lot of saltwater tanks. I don't remember a lot. I've seen the freshwater pond that you guys did it with koi. You guys did the whole layout. I remember that.
Yeah, we did some cichlid tanks. We've done some discus tanks.
Okay.
We've done some live planted. We've done a variety of different tanks on the show, but the majority of them was saltwater.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't do any reef. We did a few reef, but they just took a long time to really establish to make them look good. So that's why we didn't do that. Freshwater just wasn't like a huge draw, but we did some.
Okay.
But you know, we did what the people wanted to see based on our ratings, I guess.
Okay. Okay. And what about your personal preference? You salty or you fresh?
Yeah, I'm a saltwater guy. I'm not so much a reef guy. I like coral inserts. You know, I like especially me because I customize them to whatever I want them to be.
Okay.
And whatever I want to do. So I really like them. But my last tank that I had a 700 in my house. You know, I had 70 saltwater fish in there, and they were doing fantastic for 5 years.
Jeez. What's your top 3 favorite salty fish?
Clown trigger. You know, I'm gonna walk so I can get my phone charger while we talk. Clown trigger. I think the Navarcus angel, and I mean it's a toss up really. I like puffers. I like the the dog face that has all the spots. That looks really cool.
It's the only reason that we get into salt, baby. Dog face puffer.
They have personality. So that's why I like it.
I love it.
I'll get the charger here, walking around my house. I don't want to lose you guys.
Oh yeah. Were there like any tanks that you would like maybe have switched around or changed if it was you making the decisions, or did you?
Well, you know, I mean, we made a lot of decisions. There's probably a lot of things I would do differently if we did it again. But I mean, I don't know if there's one specific one. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. So when we
all right.
Who's winning?
No idea. Now it's 14-6. I'm not even paying attention.
We were talking when we were chopping it up, and I was telling you how I'm a high school teacher and I'm doing the aquarium club and everything else. And when I was asking you to come on, I definitely wanted to. You're into something kind of I think is going to be kind of revolutionary in the fish keeping hobby, especially when it comes to students and amateurs trying to kind of learn about different fish. Can you speak on that for a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm working with a group of people. Let me see if we make this better this way. There we go. Yeah, so I'm working with a group of people, and what we've created is they have technology that you're going to be able to use your reader on your phone. And if we have a sticker of a fish, doesn't matter what it is, or a clam or a coral, you're going to be able to hold your phone up to that sticker, and it's going to have a video is going to take over your phone. And it's going to be me voicing over the information about that animal. It's pretty revolutionary. You know, we're going to be using that technology for a lot of different things. Instructional videos, et cetera, et cetera. You know, we could put any kind of video attached to the image. So, you know, imagine being able to scan a bottle and getting, you know, directions from the doctor on how to take your medicine, or, you know, just a whole bunch of applications that it could be used for. But obviously we're in the fish game right now, and that's what we're trying to do, start it in the fish world. So
super cool. I see my man, new local Austin, is in the place. He was at Aqua Shell with me. Dolphin Ray. That's when I yell it out. That's the Dolphin Ray, baby. We out here. When you told me about it, and then what's the name of it? Slap
it on.
Slap it on. Slap it on. Definitely.
Slap it on aquarium collection.
Definitely dope. And for you guys to be able to roll your phone over it and instantly see an underwater shot, the people that you're working with have some great footage. I can't see anything, man. That I think is going to be super dope. I would love to have it for the classroom, and even for the kids, whatever. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
That's why we made it. Thank you.
Now, when's the rollout?
Hopefully in January.
Okay. All right.
Try to get it out before the new year, but I don't know how it's all going to work. I'm thinking it's going to be January.
Okay. All right. I think that's going to be hot. It's going to definitely be hot. So now you're Vegas, and do you have I'm pretty sure you do, but what do you have in your house aquarium wise?
So right now, I just sold my house. I used to have a 700, and I had a 6,000 gallon koi pond that had about 75 fish in it and turtles. I had about 6 or 7 turtles, and it was pretty cool. And I moved. I sold that house in April, and now I moved into another house. And I don't have anything set up right now, but we're getting ready to set up a tank inside the little restaurant. We're going to set up like a 200. No, like a 150, 200, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Up in the restaurant?
Yeah, up in the restaurant. Mm-hmm.
Real quick shout out. Joey King of DIY with the $20 super chat. Multi-Tank Addiction, the 99 Center. Appreciate it. Thank you all. Now in your new crib, what are you thinking there?
I don't know. I'm definitely doing a pond. We're having, I'm good friends with Greg, the pond guy.
Sure.
He actually called me today from Utah, inviting me down. So I'm going to go check out Greg in Utah. But I'm going to have Greg do something pretty awesome. Nice big koi pond. Got to have that running water in the backyard. And then I don't know what I'm going to do in the house yet. I've always wanted to do a lagoon, like a saltwater lagoon, one that you can look into and look down onto, but it's not super tall, right? It's basically like a lagoon. Like I'd have corals built up out of the water, kind of like a freshwater live planet tank, but we would make it like a saltwater lagoon, have some sharks swimming, and you can look down on it and in it and on top of it.
Oh, that'll be crazy.
Yeah.
That'll be hot. I would expect for you to do a love grotto, like the one where you can kind of be under, have your bedroom there, and then it's just an archway of just fish.
Yeah, so what's funny is I slept in a room like that in Dubai.
Of course you did.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. You can check out that episode too if you want. It's called Brett and Wade Fish Out of Water Dubai.
Fresh and Wade, fresh out of water in Dubai.
Fish out of water,
Fish
Dubai
out of water.
episode. Yeah.
Hey, somebody find that and post it for me, man, so I can check it out in a minute.
You get a kick out of it. So I'm going to tell you my greatest story. You want to know when you really made it, bro? I'm going to tell you this is going to make you guys laugh. You're really going to love this one. I'm in Dubai and we're filming a scene, and all of a sudden these two Arab guys in full garb. I'm talking, the whole head wrap, the whole outfit, everything. Too white. They're wearing white, and me and Wade are filming, and they don't realize that we're filming. And all of a sudden, in the middle of us filming, the dudes are like, "Oh my God, it's my 2 favorite guys! I can't believe you're here in Dubai. I love you guys so much. I watch you every day. You the funniest guy I know. You're not that funny, but you're very funny." And let me tell you something. I really thought they were pulling a stunt on me. I thought it was like, come on, you shitting me? Come on. Who put these guys here? Am I being punked right now? Come on now. And if you watch the episode in the beginning, when they show you like the coming attractions,
yeah,
you'll see the 2 guys walk up in the middle and start talking to us. It's so classic, dude. It was. That's when I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that we're in Dubai and these guys came over to us like that. Yeah. Another crazy story like that too is we're in China, and I'm in Chengdu, China, at the panda habitat, and we're watching these kids. They're on stage and they're performing and they're singing and they're practicing. And all of a sudden they stop practicing and they hurrying off the stage and they're coming towards us. I'm looking behind me like there's something going on. and they come running towards us, and they're like ready to give us hugs. They're like, "Oh my God, you're our favorite guys. We're from Norway, and we can't believe that we're seeing our favorite celebrities in China." I think somebody just posted the link. I can see it just popped up.
There it is. Yeah. Yeah.
So you can check out that link right there. We did a couple of fish out of waters, but Dubai was fantastic, bro. I get to swim in a 1,000,000-gallon aquarium. I got to scuba dive in it. I got to actually try to inseminate a sand tiger shark. We went down and captured one, and then artificially inseminated one.
Oh,
bro, you should check out that episode. That's a really, really good episode. You'll really enjoy that, man.
Oh, that's super.
It has some really good science behind it. You know, it talks about artificial insemination. It talks about the big program they have in Dubai. It's pretty amazing.
That's off the chain, man. That's hilarious. Dubai, and notice you, Mama, I made it pretty much.
Yeah, man, that's when you know you made it. But funny is when I first had the show, it was on. I'll never forget. The show aired on a Friday night. And I told my kids, I'm like, all right, from this day forth, you know, my kids, you got to remember, my daughter's now 23 and my son's 14. So when I had the show first started, my son was 3 and my daughter was, 13 or 12. So I took her school shopping the next day because the first episode aired in August, sometime in the middle of August. And I'm like, yeah, Kayla, our life's going to change. People are going to recognize me wherever we go, blah, 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 blah. She's like, Dad, shut up. You're stupid. We get to the store. I walk out of the car and someone goes, Mom, there's the guy we saw in the fish tank show last night. And my daughter was like, oh my God, Dad, I can't believe that just happened. So it's been a great ride, man. It's been a lot of fun, man.
Man, that's freaking awesome. You guys have turned it around. When I first saw the show, I was blown away and just had to keep watching after that. It was like 14 seasons long, right? Yeah,
actually it was they considered it 15 or 16. We shot 156 episodes. Most people don't know this, but I actually wrote the show, shopped it, and sold it. I didn't sell it myself, but I got it to the people that sold it to Animal Planet. But I wrote the show myself pretty much.
I could believe. Look, you could definitely tell, just like those guys. He's like, you're the funniest. Like from the Brooklyn accent, from the intro to all of the jokes and all of the pranks you pulled. Like, you was the guy, man. It was hilarious.
Well, thank you.
Hilarious.
Hopefully I'm going to get things back started again. Like I said, I took a hiatus for 3 years. I know some of the fans were upset with me because I released, I wasn't a big YouTuber, right? And I wasn't a big YouTuber because I was on regular television. I didn't even think about YouTube when it was my mistake. If I had to redo it again, I would have shot all my behind the scenes stuff, for 8 years, all the traveling, all the celebrities behind the scenes. And then I could have chopped that up over 20 years and put that out on YouTube, and I would have made $1 gazillion, right? So I learned my lesson. But at the end of the day, I released a YouTube channel called Lifestyles of the Fish and Famous. And that was the original name of our show before it became Tanked. I called it Lifestyles of the Fish and Famous.
Dope.
And I released the 30-second pilot and you can see it's probably the only video on my YouTube channel. And I released the 30-second pilot because I really believed in my heart that I was going to continue doing this on YouTube. But what happened is I just got overwhelmed with, the world and life and the show going away and being in the fish business for so long. And I got to give a lot of these YouTubers credit because I didn't, I was so used to having an editor, a producer, a camera guy, a this guy, a that guy. I didn't have the team to do it all myself, right? Then I didn't know how to put it all together. And I'm not an editor, and I'm a creator, right? I can create content, I can shoot it. You can put me in front of a camera, and I'm going to crush it. But then you put me behind a computer, and I'm going to barely be able to send you an email. So the long story short is I give a lot of props to all these guys out there, on YouTube, yourself included, for doing the videos and sticking with it and working hard at it. And it's a full-time job, man. I started realizing it and started talking to all you guys at the show and meeting everybody and started realizing how much work it really was. And I'm going to be honest, that's not this guy right here. I'm not the guy that's going to go in front of my computer and do that. So I've been working over the last few weeks, talking to a team and possibly planning on, working something out and getting this channel back started again, and just kind of showcasing some of the things that I've been working on. And I got a podcast that's going to be launching, and called Gone Fishing with Brett Raymer. Hopefully January that's going to be coming out. But like I said, I still do some fish stuff here and there. I got this training platform that I showed you, the interactive training platform.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's going to launch off here in January. So, I'm gonna really try hard to really get something going again. And I miss the comedy. I miss the fun. I do miss that a lot. I don't get to do that now because I'm in the business mind all the time. But when the camera comes on and I'm in front of the camera and I'm doing the thing I love, I'm able to be me. It's just easy that way. So,
hey man, look, life happens to all of us, man, and it is tough when it gets tough. You know what I'm saying? But we definitely need you out here, man. You're awesome, creator content, all of that. I mean, your face just brings a crowd, man. Like you got it, bro. So we definitely.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And like I said, I'm here. And, I've had a lot of the YouTubers, people I met at the show, contact me because they want me to come on. And I'm 100% for it. I'm open public. I answer all my own emails. I answer all my own. People get a hold of me on social media. I pretty much do it myself. I used to have an assistant when I had the show and the donut shops and this and that. But now that things have slowed down a little, I contact people direct. And you see how I am at the show. Like those guys did an amazing show in Aquashella. I can't wait to go back to see it, in Orlando. I got a lot of friends in Orlando that are going to come to the show. And I'm just looking forward to getting back into the game again, and helping people out.
I'll definitely be down there, man, trying to jump on a panel or two. And I'll definitely going to kick it with you when I get down there for sure.
For sure.
Man, that was a mouthful, man. And that was definitely like great to hear, man. And good to hear that even somebody with your popularity and everything else still has to go through life, man. And it happens to everybody,
It ain't all, glory. You know what I mean? People got to realize the sweat and tears and blood behind what we did. I'm going to lay it out there on the line. I've created a 1-hour TV show, and I filmed 80 hours to make that 1-hour TV show. And those 80 hours consisted of another 20 hours of traveling, another being away from my family for weeks on end. I traveled for like 125, 135 days a year. And, we worked 15, 18-hour days on some of those installs, to get those jobs done. And, a lot of people only saw the glory and only wanted to complain about, how we did things. They didn't want to realize the blood, sweat, and tears that went into making a show. And, when I created that show, I caught a lot of flack, right? And I don't know if you know this, but we caught flack because of, how it looked like we put the fish in right away, But I just went to a convention. I could have swore that me and you were in the same building. And there was a grip of people that did the exact same thing that I did. And, they've been doing it the same way for years. These conventions aren't new. Aquashella's, yes, it's a new convention, but it's new for the new age people. I've been doing fish conventions for 35, 40 years. You know what I mean? I'm 52, and I've been going to conventions since I'm 15. And every convention I went to had aquariums set up, and they set them up in a real environment and the same way, all within a day or two. So you know what? I was cool. I caught a lot of flack, but at the end of the day, I wanted to bring education and I wanted to make the hobby what it is today. In my opinion, I don't care what you say, what anybody says. I believe that what we did for this hobby can never be redone. We made it so that it became, everybody knows Tank. When they came into people's stores, people used to call me up and go, Brett, thank you so much. And I'm like, for what? And they're like, you saved our fish store. Your show saved our fish store. You don't understand. We've sold so many aquariums because of you, because of people come in and go, oh my God, that show Tanked? We want to get an aquarium because of that show.
Straight
and that in itself meant a lot to me. Meeting kids at Aquashella that were 23, 24 years old, that were watching my show when they were 11, and now they're in the fish game, and they're like, man, I'm here because of you. That's what it's all about, bro. That's what it's all about. You as a teacher too, that as much as I do, but just to put it out there to your people, I did this because I wanted to educate and I wanted to make the fish business fun. And I wanted it to be what all your fans are all about right now. All your YouTubers and all the things that all the people that are watching you, they all watch me, you know? And at the end of the day, that spawned what's going on. And to me, that's what I'm proud of. Legacy.
It's real love, man.
For
Appreciate
sure.
that. That's real, man. That's real from the heart.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know,
So-
nothing about that show was fake. We were all true. We everything that we said and everything that we did was done by us. They didn't write our scripts for us. They didn't tell us what to do. I wasn't going for it. I was like, nah. There were times when they wanted us to do certain things, and I wouldn't go for it. I said, I'm going to get there where you need me to get, but I'm going to get there the way Brett Raymer wants to get there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we always get flack, man, for the way we put different fish in with different fish. But if it works for me,
Hey.
I'm telling you what works for me.
Yeah.
I mean, opinions is like buttholes. You already know.
Exactly, brother. You know, you can't really pay attention to what people say. You got to just keep trucking, doing what you do, keep moving along. Man, if I listened to what everybody said, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in right now. So
And that's a fact. Good position. But guess what position you're in right now?
What is that, sir?
Everybody's been saying it. It's time for you to jump into the hot spot. It's something that we do the last 30 minutes of Fishy Business Fridays right here, baby. It's questions time for you, baby.
Let's get it.
Welcome to the hot spot. Don't be scared.
All right.
Are you from Brooklyn, New York? You ain't never scared.
Never.
Well, check this out. Fishy Biz Aquatics and Brett Raymer from Tanked is going to be a crazy one. And there's a lot of live streams on Monday nights, but this is going to be your favorite one. And guess what, people? I'm not going to play with them. So here we go. These are your favorites, Brent. Just your faves. Nobody else's. You don't even listen to anybody else anyway. You just listen to yourself. So listen, your faves. You dig?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. What's your favorite dessert?
Cheesecake.
Very nice. New York cheesecake?
You know it.
Did you have to walk for it like Diddy?
Homemade.
Homemade cheesecake. I love it. Great. Favorite breakfast food?
I do a vegetarian omelet, egg whites with add ham, jalapenos, and covered with Swiss.
And covered with Swiss?
Yes, with a side of potatoes. And if I'm on a diet, it's tomatoes and whole wheat toast.
Oh, that sounds delicious. I like it. Favorite cereal?
Don't really eat cereal, but if I had to eat some cereal,
Okay.
I'd probably eat some Apple Jacks.
Okay, I'm with it. Favorite fast food joint?
My favorite fast food joint? Ah, God, that's a toughie right there. I'd have to say, man, that's a toughie. I'm going to go with McDonald's.
Mickey D's?
I'm a Big Mac guy. I like Big Macs. That's probably my favorite, Big Mac.
Okay. All right. Favorite restaurant? Sit-in restaurant?
It's going to be Stallone's in Vegas coming up here real soon. But
Your restaurant.
you know, it's funny. I like Korean barbecue.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sushi Korean barbecue guy. But yeah.
Okay. I could jam on that. Now, what's your favorite food to cook?
I like to cook like chicken parm.
Okay. All right. Keep it classy. All right. Favorite wrestler?
Oh, that's a toughie. It's a toss up between The Rock and Stone Cold.
Did you say The Rock?
The Rock and Stone Cold. Yeah, between The Rock and Stone Cold.
The Rock is my guy.
There you go.
That's my guy. And Stone Cold Steve Austin. Okay, we'll rock with him. Favorite
Jay Leno called me the Mini Rock.
Did he call you? Did you rock bottom him after that? What's your favorite type of music?
Old school hip hop.
Of course, you're a New York boy.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I guess I won't have to ask you Biggie or Pac then.
Definitely Biggie.
Okay, all right. It was all a dream.
I do like Tupac, though. I do like Tupac.
You got to. Favorite. And you said R&B, right? Old
You
school
said
R&B.
no. You said hip hop.
Hip hop and R&B. So, what's your favorite group?
My favorite group. I would maybe say if I had to choose, probably Guns N' Roses.
Okay. All right. What about your favorite song to sing in karaoke?
Oh man, that's a toughie right there because I don't really do karaoke. But it would be some kind of rap song for sure. You know,
Okay. Okay.
don't know which one though. Maybe Baby's Got Back. That
So
would make
mix a
people laugh.
lot. I like it. Favorite soft drink?
Coca-Cola.
Okay. All right. What's your favorite app?
Probably Facebook or Instagram.
Okay. All right. Favorite game to play on the phone while you're sitting on the toilet?
I really play games. I'm usually on social media or checking out reading, or I read a lot. Believe it or not, I read a lot of
Okay.
news. I read a lot of I do some political reading.
Okay. All right. Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Okay. All right. Favorite celebrity crush? You met quite a few celebrities. This might have been across the one that
Favorite
became
celebrity
true.
crush. Yeah, that might be. It might be Shaq. I mean, Adrian Peterson is kind of. Adrian's my guy. He's just a really good-hearted dude. It might be AP.
Okay.
I gave him a big hug. I'm gonna send you a photo later on of me and AP at his house. I said, hold on a minute, I have to do this. He goes, what? I gave him the giant hug, and he was laughing. It's pretty funny.
All right, send that to me. I gotta check that out. Favorite ice cream flavor?
Chocolate.
Just regular?
Yeah, I'm a regular chocolate guy.
Okay. All right. All right. Keep it simple. Favorite car?
It's probably a Ferrari, a Spider.
Okay. All right. Nice. Favorite superhero?
Who's my favorite superhero? If you asked me when I was a kid, I probably would have said my dad when I was a kid. But growing up, let's see. God, who's my favorite superhero? Maybe Captain America. I like Captain America. I like Iron Man.
Okay. Stars and Stripes. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite sport?
Super American. Sport? Football.
Favorite position?
Linebacker.
Okay. All right. Favorite shoe ever?
So they used to have a shoe back in the day called Kangaroos. I don't know if you remember those, but they had pockets on the side that you could put your stuff in. And then we had the Reebok pumps back in the day. But the Kangaroos back in the old school days were my favorites of all time. They made them for like a year or two, and they had these pockets you could put stuff in on the side.
Right on the
and
side.
then, those are my favorites back in the day.
I remember that.
But I'm a Nike guy now. I'm a Nike guy now.
For sure. All right, I'm with it. Favorite emoji to use?
Probably smiley face.
Okay. All right. Favorite game console?
I'm probably thinking Atari.
Oh.
Old man like me.
What was
I
your
don't
favorite?
play many games, but I play PlayStation 4. A little bit of a little Madden.
There
but
you go. Right.
Nothing jazzed me more when I growing up. Nothing jazzed me more when ColecoVision came out.
I remember ColecoVision, but Atari, I love Joust, and you gotta love Donkey Kong.
Yes, sir. Donkey Kong it is.
Absolutely.
Grew up on that.
Favorite movie?
Gladiator.
It's a great one. Definitely a great one.
That's how you got to live your life.
Man. Hey, that was
So I used to have a bunch of posters up in my last house. I had a theater, and we had posters up, and they all had meaning. And one of them was Gladiator. The other one was Rocky. One of them was Batman, because you don't know who somebody always is. Somebody can always be someone in disguise. I don't got my dogs, but yeah. So yeah, for sure.
dope. Favorite school subject?
I'm sorry, one more time.
Favorite school subject?
Gym. Phys ed. I was an athlete growing up. That was my favorite. I couldn't wait to go to gym.
Perfect.
I wasn't a student. That's for sure.
Science Gal Aquatics agree with somebody about Pitfall. Pitfall was fun on Atari.
I remember Pitfall with the crocodiles.
Yes. Yeah. Favorite seafood?
Shrimp.
Okay. Favorite pizza topping?
I think cheese.
Just straight cheese?
Straight cheese.
Okay. Do pineapples belong on pizza in New York?
Absolutely not. Only on the West Coast.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
It is not.
You leveled up, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to it. We are now on to the Inferno Round. The Inferno Round is either this or either that, Brett. Either this or either that. You ready?
Okay. Ready.
Here we go. Hot or cold?
Cold.
Breakfast for dinner or dinner for dinner?
Dinner for dinner.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
What kind of dogs?
American Bulldog.
Very nice.
Jack Russell.
Okay, we'll take it. Weekday or weekends?
Weekends.
Bath or shower?
Shower.
Soap or gel?
Gel.
Short or tall?
In the middle.
Medium size. Goldfish or betta?
Goldfish.
Goldfish? Goldfish or tetra?
Goldfish.
Goldfish or koi?
Koi.
Arapaima or alligator gar?
Alligator gar.
Mammals or reptiles?
Mammals.
Starburst or Skittles?
Skittles.
Skittles or Laffy Taffy?
Skittles.
Skittles or Now Later?
Skittles.
Skittles or gummy bears?
Still Skittles.
They are pretty good.
They are good.
M&M's or Reese's Pieces?
M&M's.
M&M's or Snicker Bar?
M&M's.
M&M or Butterfinger?
M&M's still.
M&M or Heath Bar?
Yeah, you were close, but M&M's. So if you ask Reese's Peanut Butter Cups or M&M's, then I'd tell you Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
I said Reese's. I said M&M.
Yeah, that's pieces. Reese's
you
pieces.
said okay, the peanut butter cups. Okay,
butter cups. Now you're getting rid of cup. Now you got me.
All right, there you go. Okay, I'm with it. Great movie or a great show?
Great movie.
Tacos or burgers?
Burgers.
Bacon or sausage?
Bacon.
Pigs or cows?
Cows.
Mornings or nights?
Nights.
Mario or Luigi?
Mario.
Mario or Zelda?
Mario.
Mario or Sonic?
We go with Sonic.
Okay, all right. Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter?
Mortal Kombat.
Sub-Zero, Scorpion.
Sub-Zero.
Buffy or Blade?
Blade.
Blade or Selena, the chick from Underworld?
Blade.
Still Blade? Okay. All right. Fries or tots?
Fries.
CVS or Walgreens?
Walgreens.
Fish sticks or nuggets?
Fish sticks.
Beach sand or mountaintops?
Beach sand.
YouTube shorts or TikTok?
YouTube shorts.
Hot coffee or iced coffee?
Iced coffee.
Rather be a little late or super early?
Super early.
Brains or body?
Jeez. Tough. Brains.
Oh.
Brains.
Butter boobs.
But. I'm getting the looks from the background.
Of course. Marvel or DC?
Marvel for sure.
We'll bring it back. Marvel. Okay. Lois Lane or Mary Jane?
Lois Lane.
Dark or light liquor?
Dark.
On the rocks or straight up?
On the rocks.
Cash or credit?
Cash, money.
Plane, train, or car?
Plane.
Home cook or go out?
Go out.
Hey, man. Very nice. Very nice. We're going down the pipe, and here we go with the last part. The last one is called Fill It In. Fill it in, fill it in. I'll say this part, and you fill the rest in. Ready?
You got it.
My worst job ever was
cleaning the dog crap in my backyard.
That's the worst job.
The worst. Especially when you have two dogs like horses.
Jesus. All right, my first job ever was
delivering newspapers.
So paperboy, like
paperboy. Yep, everything. On the bicycle.
Toss them and everything.
Yes, sir.
Very nice. By far the best vacation spot is
Acapulco.
Okay. All right. The coolest name I named a fish was.
We had some cool names for our fish. What were they? And my son named one. I don't remember. I think Elvis.
Okay. All right. If I wasn't keeping fish, I would be
brand managing.
Okay. And if I could remake and star in any movie, it would be
Scarface.
And you would be
Al Pacino.
Last one. If I could create my own dream tank, what would it be? Gallons and stock. Go.
One that I could dive and swim in my house.
And what would you have in it?
I would have sharks, rays, everything that you could find in the ocean that we could put in there would be just like diving. It would be exactly whatever we could fit together. Combination of definitely sharks and rays, heavy.
Man, that'd be unbelievable. That's a dope tank, man. That's a dope tank. I'm looking at the time. It's like 7 minutes before the hour. Can I get like maybe 3 questions from the chat for you before we?
Yeah, of course, no problem. Yeah, of course.
Hey, mods, if you guys got any good questions out there from the people for Brett, man, let's give it to him before he checks out, man. He's got things to do. I'm looking. And I just want to let everybody know, thank you guys for coming through in the chat, man. Appreciate you guys for coming through, checking Brett out. Big thanks. And you know what? Everybody had a good time. What you thought about it, Brett?
It was good stuff. Had a good time.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm glad. We have one in right now. What's your next pond project?
Not really doing any pond projects these days. Just kind of chilling, I don't have anything lined up in the queue. If it is going to be any, it'll probably be mine.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Favorite substrate?
Sand.
Favorite shark?
Great white.
And worst mishap cut from the show. I think we went over that one. It was a 3,000 gallon water.
Yeah.
tank.
Before the show. We've always had stuff on the show. Show stuff happened all the time, but we had all kinds of leaks, this, that, just things just happen. That's how it is when you build aquariums.
Oh man. And that is true indeed. True indeed. I tell you what, Brett, I appreciate you for coming on.
All good.
Thank you so much, man.
Hey, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you for taking the time out. And listen, I got your number. I'm gonna hit you up, man, and just chop it up with you. I really appreciate you. And
you got it.
Would you mind coming on again at some point in time? Let us know what you got going on.
Absolutely. Anytime you want. And like I said, I'll send you that picture of Adrian Peterson and we'll talk soon.
All right. Hey, that's Brett Raymer, man, friend of the channel. We appreciate you, baby.
You got it, my man.
Hey, man. Hey, great guy, you guys. And look, glad you guys were able to make it up in here. I'm going to go ahead and sign on off for the evening. And don't forget Fishy Biz Aquatics on everything. That's Fishy Biz Aquatics Twitter, Fishy Biz Aquatics Facebook, FishyBizAquatics.com. And get at your guy. All right? And I'm out. Y'all be easy.